Are energy drinks good or bad? Yes and no. It entirely depends on when you have your energy drinks. Now, energy drinks were designed to give you energy in your time of need, not to be drunk as much as you drink squash or water throughout the day. Now, if you've got to the stage where you're drinking 3, 4 energy drinks a day, probably got a problem, and you're sort of kind of relying on having that sugar and that caffeine intake all day. Now, a big can of Red Bull is roughly about 50 grams of protein, sugar, and the caffeine is roughly 180, 190 grams. Don't quote me on that, but it's very high amounts of each. Now, say if you have 3 cans of those a day, it's 150 grams of sugar. Now, really, you don't need that much sugar. If you're just doing a day-to-day office job, or even if you're working outside, you don't need that much. You can get enough sugar and enough energy from foods and stuff like that. Energy drinks were designed for during exercise or before or after. So, like, for example, say if you are cracking out a 10-mile run and you get to mile 8 and you've got a can of Red Bull in your rucksack, you neck that back. That is when energy drink should be taken. That instant intake of sugar and caffeine, your muscles are depleting muscle glycogen, your blood sugar's low, you neck one of those back, 50 grams of sugar, 180 grams of caffeine, boom, those last 2 miles, you're going to be good to go. But just having it willy-nilly because you fancy a drink and you're going out for a sugary, high caffeine drink, I've been there. I've drunk energy drinks when I shouldn't be drinking them, and I've drunk them when I should be. For example, climbed Snowdon, drove there up and down, and when I finished, I got a big can of energy drink, and it brought me back to life. It was perfect, brought me back to life, and I felt good for the drive home. So there is healthier options. So you can have, obviously there is the sugar-free side of the energy drinks. Now, if you do drink them daily and you feel you want a bit of a kick up the arse, then maybe go for the zero sugar energy drink, so you're just getting that caffeine hit and a bit of flavour. But to continually go for them with the full fat sugary ones, then yeah, it's not the best thing in the world. But then if you are doing some sort of endurance event, or you're training in the gym for hours, knocking back a can of Red Bull or Monster or whatever, it's going to be better for you to have it then than it is just waking up in the morning or sitting on the couch.